Welcome to another episode focused on finance. My name is Shirley Liu. I am your host for the day. Today is a topic that I think most of us try to avoid, or some of us will think that we should be thinking about, and we're just kind of uncertain what we need to do. And you know what? And that is the subject of retirement. So I'm going to break it down to basically three different kind of phases when it comes to thinking about your retirement. All right. The very first thing is, let's start with the young one, right? So you're out there, some of you young ones may say, you know what, Shirley, I'm still young. Are you kidding me? Retirement is such a long way off. Do I really need to think about it right now? And some of you say, well, here's another problem. I don't have a lot of money. How can I put that aside when I don't have any money? I have college debt. I have money that I owe so much. And then on top of it, I got so much bills. You're just trying to pay off the bills and you're trying to keep up to it. Therefore, you can't save. And then some of you guys may be sitting there saying, you know what? I'm a mid-age crisis where I'm so behind, in saving and all that. So let's do this. Let's first talk about the young one. I truly believe starting saving for retirement, the sooner you do it, the better it is. Here's several factors. The very first thing is, being able to think in terms of money on a compounded basis. For example, if someone invested when they're 18 years old, they got way a lot more money and better chances in having more money than someone waiting at age 30. Even, someone at age 40. So the rules of retirement investing is you want your money to compounded interest go to work for you. And it gives you more time horizon to be able to do that because that is so important. And the other thing you want to think about is, you may not realize it, but you do have money. It's just a matter of taking a look at your finance, where they are. Can I cut back some of the expense? Because, one time I had, this young lady tells me that they couldn't save money. And next thing you know, I looked at the hands. And guess what? The nails, are you kidding me? The nails were impeccably kept up. You know how much nails cost, ladies? $40, $50 a shot, okay? And yet, they couldn't save. And then I see this young man wearing these tennis shoes that's like $200. Yeah, you know what? You couldn't save $5 a day, but yet you can technically, spend $200 pair of shoes. So I think it's a matter of priority. And even for the young one, a lot of them thinking, you know what, Shirley, I have to have a lot of money to invest. No, you do not have to have a lot of money to invest. Because what all it does is just starting out, being able to discipline at a very early age. You don't have to have gazillion dollars. So remember the rules of retirement investing is start as little as you can or as much as you can, but start early. That's the key. Then I've got, folks that are in the middle crisis, where they're maybe in the 40s, 50s and all that. And they say, well, you know what? I do have a little savings. I go to work and I have one of those things called 401k. You all heard what that is, right? And if you happen to be a teacher, you got 403bs. And if you got this other things, you get a different type of retirement in your life. IRA, self-employed, SEP, all those are what's called retirement. And it's good that you start, okay? And one of the things I always highly recommend is that, if your company giving some kind of matching, you definitely need to do that, okay? Take advantages of the matching. And the other things, I always find that people do 401k and any kind of retirement account, they never, ever thought about the Roth. Let me repeat, ROTH, Roth. What is Roth? Roth is a retirement account that you could also have inside your 401k. Your employer may be offering it, and some of you are not taking advantages of it. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, can you imagine, if let's say your company do a matching of 6%, and you put your money in, and that 6% can be put towards a Roth. However, your company still have to match you that 6%, and it'll go into the regular traditional retirement account, your 401k or your 403b or whatever it may be. And what it does is when you get a statement, it has two columns. It shows Roth and traditional. take advantage of it. Why is that? Why do I say that? It's because the Roth feature has it growing compounded interest, tax deferred, and everything inside of it in the future after 5 years, technically it becomes tax advantages, tax free 100% under the IRS code. It's beautiful and no one takes advantage of it. And I wish people learn more about that. Whether you have a Roth inside of your 401k or outside, it's one of the things I highly, highly recommend if you can qualify. Here, notice what I said, if you can qualify, because it's based on income stipulation. You know, if you're single or married and you're a certain age, and they have what's called catch-up provision for people that are over 50 years old, where they can load in more money than others that are less, or kind of behind, I should say. Next, I wanted to really focus on another retiree, right? So most of the time people comes to me and this is what they say. They say, Shirley, you know, I'm working, I'm 60 years old. And one of the things is that, you know, should I get Social Security now or should I wait? I want to retire now or should I wait? And if I wait, is there advantages? And then there are those that, you know what, I was told to wait a long, long time, you know, wait to the maximum age until I activate my Social Security. So here's the answer. Not one solution fits all. When you and I sit together, it depends on your age and it depends on income versus expense. If you say to me, you know what, I'd like to retire tomorrow, then I'm going to say, great, let's sit down and talk. How much money do you need every single month coming in to pay for your bills, such as your mortgages, your house? Okay, you rent, fine. What about your car insurance? What about your cell phone? What about food? What about all these necessity things? So we first have to define how much money you need as far as expense. Then next, I'm going to go look at income. Okay, so the question income is that, well, if you're not going to work tomorrow, does your company have a pension plan? Maybe, maybe not. By the way, a lot of pension plans have pretty much gone away, okay? So people don't always count on that. And if you want to retire tomorrow, you're only 61, well, guess what? Social Security didn't quite kick in yet, right? So where are you going to have the money to be able to do that? We have to look at that. However, you may have other asset where you could say, you know what, I've got a bunch of retirement account, maybe in the 401k and other stuff, and maybe we can liquidate that to be able to give you that income stream that you're looking for today. Because it's important to understand where you are from a financial standpoint. If you had $1 million, I'll give you an interesting story. A client came to me, Shirley, I got $1 million, but I'm only 53 years old. I want to retire. And guess what? They could retire. They're able to retire because we're able to structure a plan that, you know, right now, that they can get guaranteed stream of income from now until the day they kick the bucket. I like to call it kick the bucket and not so much as pass away. But imagine, who would have thought at 50 years old could retire? Because people always thought, well, retirement at age 65. No, you don't have to wait till then. There's a lot of vehicle out there that's available and some of us are not taking advantage of it, and it's a shame, right? So that's one scenario. Second scenario, the question I always ask, well, someone told me I should wait to get Social Security. Okay, so you're going to wait to age 70 to get a difference in pay of maybe extra $300, $500 a month? Again, we look at your financial, and we are going to decipher that and calculate, if I take it now, how many years before I can have catch up to be able to set, you know, not missed out on the number of years if I would have gotten it early. A lot of my clients, sometimes it's better for them to take early versus waiting later. And that's something that people don't know about. And then some of them, they got plenty of money. Okay, great, you got plenty of money, then maybe you could wait. And in some cases, maybe the husband or wife passed away. You can start collecting your husband or wife income now. And then when your turn comes, then you start to get your income, right? These are such a nice conversation, and it's option and choices. But the best thing is that you don't know where you are unless you sit down and talk to someone that can help you guidance to best give you direction. Then I have others say, well, you know what? I got plenty of money that I want to retire today or tomorrow, which is great, or I can wait. Or they can say to me, because I have so much money, I don't need to touch my money. All right? Well, you may say that, but Uncle Sam may be coming to you and say, hey, look, I gave you this money this whole time, growing tax deferred, compounded interest. So I think I'd be a point where you need to give me some of my money back. So your uncle is going to come looking for you in this case, and you may not have a choice by not paying that taxes. You understand? They have what's called some of the retirement plan called RMD. Stands for RMD is retirement account distribution. I suddenly lost the word there for a minute. But your RMD requirement minimum distribution. Now I got it out. See, even I make mistake boo-boo sometimes. But in that particular case, requirement minimum distribution, the IRS said because you have money in retirement plan, you have to take a certain dollar amount out now at age 72. They upped it, by the way. It used to be 70.5. Now it went up to 72. And if some of you say, well, I don't want to take it. Well, guess what? You have to. If you don't, because that particular requirement minimum distributions, besides hitting with the taxes and all that you have, you also get hit with what is called a penalty. I hope you're sitting down. You know, beside paying that taxes, 20-30%, you are at a penalty. Listen to this, 50%. Did you hear what I say? 50% of the penalty in the amount that you're supposed to get, and on top of your 20-30% taxes. I've seen people before, as I'm sitting there, they didn't realize that, wow, I didn't know that I had to take and do that. So, you know, giving that said, I think all these wonderful things are opportunities that you and I need to take a look. And last but not least, I encourage you guys, reach out. We'd love to have more conversation with you. My name is Shirley Liu, and Associates.com. My direct contact is 703-608-1203. Again, Shirley Liu, Associates.com, 703-608-1203. Until then, we will have that conversation more, and love to see you and chat with you and just give some free advice.